write out your initials. My teachers had to always put my middle name in there so that way I wouldn't just be doing the same thing over and over.
What was your middle name, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, to be fair, I actually have 6.
What?
My parents were hippies. My mom's a huge John Lennon fan, so my middle name is actually Nicholas Brandon John Paul George McCarthy Knoll.
Bullshit. That can't be true.
No, it's Brandon.
Okay.
That would have been an awesome name if it were true.
Yeah, except for James, who hates the Beatles, apparently.
I don't hate the Beatles. I love the Beatles, actually. I'm a big Beatles fan, but yeah, I can't believe that would be somebody would actually do that.
You know what? There probably are, and as tragic as it is, I'm sure there are kids out there being named Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, the 2 biggest names are Jacob and what was the other one's name? The one from Twilight, Bella or some shit?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's the 2 biggest names of 2009 and 10. It's like, because of that shitty movie? Really?
Oh, Jacob is a popular name. I mean, I know tons of people named Jake or Jacob.
Yeah, but apparently, whatever it is, it's a spike up from previous years to make it that. Anyway, I'm going to go in a few moments here, guys, but yeah, we'll get an interview here soon. Shane Douglas was supposed to be our guest again this week. I don't know what happened to him. Going to go to a different guest next week, and if Shane joins us again, well, that'd be great. I do love Shane, and I do believe he's a genuine guy, but we have to get a guest, so I can't let a 3rd week go by like that. Anyway,
yeah.
Anything else we really need to discuss this week?
Well, John Morrison replaced R-Truth in the Extreme Rules main event, but I have a feeling, and this is just my guess, that now what will happen it will be a weekly thing where that 3rd spot changes.
Well, when is Extreme Rules?
In 2 weeks. There are 2 Raws after this. There's next week's Raw, and then there's the Go-Home Raw. And I have a feeling next what will happen will be, excuse me, John Morrison, we'll bring up the fact that she beat John Morrison, and then the new and improved Dolph Ziggler will beat John Morrison, and then the week after that, I don't know, maybe Sheamus will beat Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, I have a rant to go on regarding Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, great talent. We put him over heavily on the show, one of the best talents in the WWE. The only 2 things wrong with him prior to this Monday were his stupid name and the fact that he's slept with Vicky Guerrero for whatever reason. There was nothing wrong with the way he looked. Why did you take the long blonde hair away from him? It's like, oh, he needs to look more generic.
You know what, Patrick? Because it's WWE, and there are probably people in this company that understand, okay, there's a problem with Dolph Ziggler. There's a reason he's not to the level that we really want him to be. Is it because we book him horribly and have stuck him with Vicky Guerrero? No, that's impossible. The people boo Vicky. So that means she's over. I know. It's his hair. No one can take a guy with long blonde hair, seriously unless they're Triple H. Dolph.
He looks too much like me.
Well, Nova denied that story.
Yeah.
Nova denied it. Yeah, but he also is a company guy. You got to remember, he's a politician. He knows what he's doing. He wants to keep his options open. So I don't know that I don't believe that story.
Well, I could see where it would also be that Nova himself just thinks, God, that's way too ridiculous. He thinks I look too much like him? Yeah, right. And just bows out of it, So, but I also could see it being Hunter and him being this small-minded little guy that thinks everyone's out to get him still, that he would actually do that and say, you can't look like, because apparently he flipped out on Umaga once for wearing white and black.
That's true. Apparently, Ian Michaels was on his side with that one. And it's like, really? That you're gonna get mad about that? And Orton actually bucked up to those two on behalf of Umaga, who's no longer with us.
Well, why were they pissed off that he was wearing white and black?
Well, that's Triple H's colors, and everybody knows it.
I thought his colors were silver and black.
I thought they were green and black, so I'm all fucked up. Have a good night, guys, and you guys can finish up, okay?
No. All righty, man. Okay, that was James Walsh, the head here at WrestlingEpicenter.com. And, Nick, you and I have whatever amount of time we want to spend talking about whatever the hell we want to talk about. So what do you want to get into?
Yeah, do you want to, do a full-scale review of Lockdown and, actually just go through it match by match? Or?
Sure, we can do that. I didn't see it. I can only comment on the booking. But, yeah, I believe the X Division match kicked off the show.
Yes, the X Division escape match opened the show. The match was 8 guys. If you've seen the match before, it's the same rules. The early part is all pins or submissions to eliminate guys. Last 2 fight out to escape. The winner got a title shot. The winner was actually Max Buck, who they've kind of been pushing a little bit. It hasn't been a really hard push. They've done the whole thing where now he's kind of breaking away from his brother Jeremy. It was okay. This is the kind of match where if you're looking for logic and really great storyline decisions and, just straight through, catch wrestling, not for you. But if you're just kind of looking for high spots, it's pretty cool. And it was okay. I've seen it done better.
Again, I didn't see the match, but one of the problems I think the X Division has right now is that there's just nobody. They can really use some fresh faces in there because I don't understand the point of breaking up Generation Me because I feel like those two kind of need each other right now. They're still in the early stages of their run in TNA, and I just don't see them working as singles guys, mainly because they look so similar to each other. But there was really nobody in this match that I thought, okay, who's going to make an exciting challenger for Kazarian? Who we have? So, okay, Sabin, we've seen it. Lethal, we've seen it. Suicide, character's kind of gone. Robbie, don't like that character. Jen Mead, no. Who else was in this? Amazing Red, I didn't even know he was still with the company. Kendrick, no. I mean, there was nobody in this match that I thought, wow, they could really, build the X Division around this guy. And I think they need to start interjecting some fresh talent into the X Division to make it exciting again.
I mean, I'll say this. I don't think Max should win the belt. I think he's the guy that Kazarian can have a good 1 month or maybe, if you're lucky, 2 month feud with. But it's not going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, the X Division's back, baby.
Yeah, I agree. I've had my ideas of doing something. Of course, they'd have to put the TV title on Matt Hardy, but I kind of had an idea where they could have Matt Hardy win the TV title, or maybe even Rob Van Dam, and he gets into a feud with Kazarian over both belts, and they'll have a ladder match for both titles, and I think that would be pretty interesting.
Actually, would be really interesting because the little bit they've done with Kazarian and Rob Van Dam during the whole Immortal Fortune feud's been pretty good, and we'll get into that a little bit later. And I've always said this about Kaz. He does kind of look like RVD's clone.
Oh yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah, I almost have this weird vision in my head of Kazarian's backstage and he's got his hair down, and it's like a mess, and Rob Van Dam walks by and Rob starts fixing his own hair because he's like, God, this mirror is really weird. And Kazarian's like, bro. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
But Kazarian and Max Buck, that'll be your X-title match in the future. I assume it's the next pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a good one-off thing, and, I think it's kind of like you. They kind of need to inject some fresh life into that a little bit. I don't think it is, but they almost could kind of use would either be and it wouldn't be a one-off, it wouldn't be the permanent solution. But maybe kind of if you did it right, bring Joe or Daniels or AJ back to the X Division. I'm not saying all three at once and try to rehash that old feud, but bring one of them back and kind of have it be this idea of, okay, we were always the king of the X Division, and have Kazarian kind of say, well, you know what, guys, I was there too, and I'm sick and tired of always being forgotten. Just something to build it around.
Or even the Pope. He came in the X Division originally, and then they didn't really do anything with that. So maybe there's something, you know, the Pope's kind of lost in the water now, so maybe they could put him in the X Division and do something there.
Next was Max Buck. The next match was the tag team four-way tornado tag. It was Inc., Jesse Neal and Shannon Moore, Crimson and Scott Steiner, the reunited British Invasion, Doug Williams and Magnus, and, of course, Patrick's favorite tag team in the whole wide world, Eric Young and Orlando Jordan.
Oh, goody, goody.
They love tag teaming.
I'll be honest, that shirt was funny.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say this. I actually did get a kick out of the fact that in the match, Eric Young thought it was an escape match, so he got behind the cage.
He's a funny character. Is it a rehash? Are they clearly out of ideas for him? Absolutely, but there's still some funny things they can do with him.
Surprisingly, Inc. got the win. I would have thought they were going to give it to Steiner and Crimson.
I thought they'd give it to the British Invasion since they're the team that just reunited. Clearly, because
Desmond is not going to be part of it, apparently. So,
Desmond, what happened to him?
You know what? I don't want to make this accusation, but I'm just going to speculate. He hit on Brooke. And Hogan hit him with a pipe or something.
Wow, that's way out there. No, Hogan actually tweeted saying, look, the ball's in his court. Nothing TNA or I can do about it.
Yeah.
It's strange. But, you know, I've heard rumors flying around saying that he has hepatitis.
I don't doubt it.
That might actually explain it because TNA clearly wants to use this guy. I mean, they brought him in and he feuded with Kurt Angle. And yeah, he kind of dropped off a little bit, but even up until he left, he was doing stuff with guys like Flair and AJ, and then I mean they were going to give him a tag title shot against the Guns when he was teaming with Magnus for a little while. And then I mean he just disappeared, and at first you heard it was some personal situation. And they actually brought him back. He did a run-in on a TV show, on a TV taping where he actually saved Doug Williams and Magnus from a beatdown, but then it never aired. So I have to wonder if it is something like that, there's a long-term condition that could potentially be harmful to other wrestlers.
Mm. Yeah. That's weird.
I mean, well, at least he's not like that other wrestler that got trained in Ohio.
Who's that?
This guy named, his ring name is Andre Hart. Evidently, he had AIDS and didn't tell anybody.
Ooh.
Yeah, and actually he actually got signed to the WWE to be a referee. They did a blood test, which I guess is like part of just when you go into the company, you do a physical now.
Well, which is what you should do.
They found it out. They said, well, you can't work here because there is blood that gets exchanged. Okay. He went back to Ohio, was wrestling indie matches, and was still doing blade jobs.
Oh, dick.
Yeah. And apparently the way they found out about it was that he was also sleeping with women and not telling them he had AIDS.
Oh, dick.
You know what? At this point, whatever the hell happens to that guy in prison, he deserves.
I agree. That's a dick move.
I'll say this. The last time I agreed with The Undertaker on anything backstage was when he apparently got pissed off at Bob Orton Jr.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's like, you know what? If you're going to have something like this and you're going to be bleeding, you have to fucking